Welcome to Behind the Scenes! Hey everybody, it's Righteous, creator of Epic Rap Battles and Nostalgia, but you already knew that. And today, I'm talking about the production of Shaggy vs. Ron. I asked my server what they'd be interested in knowing about the production of my battles, and they gave me a pretty decent list. I won't cover all of them here, because not all of them apply to the production of this, but I will cover most of them. So the first thing I was asked about was the conception of the battle. This is like kind of a long-ish story. So basically, back when I was doing Epic Rap Battles and Nostalgia, I wanted to do a Shaggy matchup. And originally, the matchup I was going to do was Shaggy versus Brock, which Jenny later did for Jenny's Jam and Battles. If you haven't checked that out, there will be a link in the description. It's a pretty good battle, so I would recommend it, especially if you liked this one. And eventually, because I wasn't the biggest fan of that idea myself personally, I didn't think I could pull it off. I didn't think, you know, it would come out very good. I wanted to do something else. And in the midst of my 4-day Kim Possible binge, I decided, what if I just did Ron Stoppable versus Shaggy Rogers? So flash forward to about a year or so later, I'm working on Markiplier versus Jacksepticeye, which I enjoyed writing. I had fun with it. And I found out that working independently is a lot less stressful to me than working with a group. So I decided I'm going to work wholly independently now. And so, the first battle I decided to do for the new series that I was going to start independently was Shaggy Rogers versus Ron Stoppable, because it'd be easy, because I know just about all there is to know about both characters. I like both characters enough to be able to pull them off, and it'd be a matchup that nobody would expect from me unless they were in my crew server and remember that one specific interaction. So for the writing was really easy, because like I said, I know both characters extremely well. I know just about all there is to know about Shaggy and Ron. I binged Kim Possible in 4 days, taught me everything I could possibly need to know. And then I did a song about Ron called Unstoppable, which I did reference in the battle, and I'm fairly certain nobody caught the reference, but if you did, awesome, thank you. So writing was done in about a couple of days. This is probably going to be the longest battle, at least 1v1 battle in this series. There was just a lot to cover for both characters, because, you know, one of them is 50 years old, and one of them has a whole lot of actual behind-the-scenes lore that a lot of people probably don't know. And I wanted to cover as much of it as possible without having to do, like, a sequel or, like, you know, cut some jokes. So I made a really long battle for no reason. The audio was a little weird, so obviously I played them both myself. I've played Shaggy before. You all know I've played Shaggy before. I've been told I'm the best Shaggy in the community. It is an honor, but Ron was new to me. I did not know if I could do Ron's voice going into this. I knew I had like a basic impression of Ron, but I didn't know going in that I could do at least a decent Ron. But I did my best, and I figured in the worst case scenario, only me was gonna care. Overall, I think my Ron came out pretty good. I ended up recording this battle twice, for both roles I'm pretty sure. Because I did some small rewrites, and, you know, I wasn't happy with the voice in some places. And I'll probably play a clip of some of the original audio, which is probably gonna cut me off.
Like, man, you think it's hard to be a sidekick in the background? Try being on the front lines when a monster comes around. I've seen millions of ghouls that make me want to stop and vomit, like that freaky hairless thing you like to carry in your pocket. Hey, don't talk about Rufus when your dog is a doofus like Dr. Drac and I'm ruthless while your whole series is stupid. It's useless to step up to the plate when you're up against the Ron, man. I saved the world from invasion while you were dropping the ball, man.
My only regret is that I didn't save the re-recorded audio separately. So when I got a little bit better at mixing later on down the line, I wasn't able to remix the battle unless I wanted to re-record it again, which couldn't be done because I already recorded all the video. Filming was fun and not. So I'm going to talk about the costume later, so I'm not going to tell you anything about that yet, but you'll understand. When I filmed Shaggy, I was so uncomfortable. My feet fucking hurt. And what makes that worse is that after filming the initial Shaggy, I had to put gel in my hair and film the Super Shag bits. After filming Super Shag, I went back, so I didn't have my normal cameraman with me the first time I filmed, which is why some of the footage is a little blurry. But when I went back to do Super Shag, that footage was so blurry that it was straight up unusable. So I had to wake up early the next morning and re-film it. Now, part of me is glad I did that because my hair looked better the second time, but at the same time, I don't think, unless you've done it, you don't realize how uncomfortable it is to hang upside down on your bed for about an hour and a half while your hair stiffens and then stand up and your hair is stiff standing up. So the backgrounds. Originally, I was supposed to have someone else make the backgrounds. I haven't heard from them in a while, so I made the backgrounds myself. For Ron, I literally just took the Bueno Nacho from the live-action Kim Possible movie and like put it on a different background, you know. I put like a little sidewalk in front of it in like a parking lot, and then like the animated sky behind it, which I edited in later. I made like minute-long videos for the backgrounds of each of them so that the clouds could move and it wouldn't be a separate layer to make Vegas even slower. For Shaggy's background, I took a Waffle House, covered up the part where it says Waffle House and put Malt Shop on it. And then, you know, the sidewalk and parking lot. It's not the same image as the sidewalk. Well, it's the same sidewalk, it's not the same parking lot. And then the moving ground. I made these in paint.net, which is not what that's supposed to be used for, but I can't use Blender or any other like 3D software. I can't model. I don't know how to make a good background. I did this purely because I had to for the time constraint. My plan is to try to build up, I don't want a crew for this one, obviously. I want to do this as independently as possible, but I want to build up like a small crew-esque setup of people that I can call upon to help if needed. So if you're out there and you're interested in helping Epic Rap Battles and Nostalgia, join the Discord. The link is in the description. Every now and then I will ask for help with my battles, so, you know, if you want to do that, awesome. Oh, hi. I didn't see you there. I was just reminiscing about the time I edited Shaggy vs. Ron. Abbott, come join me over here.
So, first, let's go over this. This is 24 layers, including the audio. You'll see things like this all the time. It's not things that I couldn't do anything about, like the shitty in the corner from cropping the green screen. And there are a lot of errors here that I couldn't fix for some reason. So I didn't know how to fix this. And you'll see it's just fine here. But in the final battle, for some reason, Shaggy, like in the background, just disappears. You'll notice also a lot of like blue screen edges. I decided that if Joker from Joker versus Pennywise could have blue edges, so could Ron Stoppable. Let's open a different Vegas file. Now this is where I did Monkey Ron. Now let me explain Monkey Ron. So notice how garbage it kinda looks, right? Like it's not bad, but it's not good either. So originally he was supposed to have some blue aura around him, and look at all this shit around him. Look at how bad that looks. So I scrapped it, because there was no way I could fix that without making Ron transparent. For the most part, this had no major issues other than it would lag constantly. Now for Super Shag. Let me explain something about Super Shag. These eyes, the eyes took 3 layers. So you have the close-up layer, right? The initial layer that it's on. So you get rid of the close-up layer, you lose some of the glow. But here's the thing, this second layer is a copy of the first one. If you get rid of it, you can see the eyes through the glow. So I had to have 2 layers of each one just to have the eyes work properly. And then this last layer is, you know, the fire and stuff. So that's how I did Super Shag. Let me properly explain my process. So I'll put in the footage. First thing I'll do is I'll pan and crop. I put on a mask so that it only shows the screen. So I'll put on chroma blur. I put on a medium blur because that gets rid of some of the jagged edges that you'll get sometimes when you work with like chroma key. Then I put on the chroma key, you know, whatever. Color correction. So Shaggy and Ron both had their own color correction, which I saved. Monkey and Super Shag also have their own color correction. And then color corrector secondary, which is how I made Ron blue. But that wasn't applied most of the time. Most of the time it was just the color correction and it made Ron look like this instead of my pale sickly self that I looked like before. And then there's this. Shaggy's made him look darker because I wanted him to fit more into the background. When I do my subtitles, they generally take me about an hour and a half, depending. I have a preset called default subtitles. It makes the subtitles Lucida Sans
font size 23, white text color, and it has a shadow, no X offset, Y offset of 0.081, and a shadow blur of 50. So if anyone wants to copy my subtitles, there you go. Those are the settings I use. I'm sure nobody cares. That's the editing process for Shaggy vs. Ron. I'm sorry I couldn't show more. For the next live action battle I edit, I'll, if I remember, record myself editing it. So the costumes. Oh boy, the costumes. Alright, so let me grab these real quick. So Shaggy here is deceptively simple. You know, you got this $20 V-neck t-shirt that's officially Scooby-Doo branded because it was part of a costume. These $41 corduroy bell bottoms, very, very comfortable. But then you have this. $80 for pimp shoes, essentially. A costume piece that I bought off of Amazon. Because I found out a while ago that Shaggy actually wears like 60s disco platforms to go with his hippie aesthetic. And I wanted to be as accurate to the original version of Shaggy as possible, so I spent $80 on these shoes. Were they worth it? Kind of. The more interesting costume we talk about here, though, is Ron. Because you got your black turtleneck sweater, your gray cargo pants, you know, that's given. You got rolled up sleeves because you wear short sleeves, but I couldn't find a turtleneck that had short sleeves. Then you got the green backpack, which is the reason I had to film Ron on a blue screen. That was a mistake. And the belt. Now this isn't a belt. This is a shoulder strap. You use it for like a military bag. I'm assuming is what this was mostly meant for because it is military gear. But Ron wears a yellow utility belt, and I do not have a yellow utility belt. And I found this one day in our attic, and I thought, hey, maybe this will work as a belt. I thought it worked. Let me know if you guys thought it worked, because that'd be awesome. Before I move on, the shoes for Ron are just my everyday shoes. Black, like, Skechers that I bought at Costco. Hair and makeup. So, here's the deal. For Shaggy, I just didn't shower for a few days. I'm gonna be transparent. Shaggy is a hippie. He most definitely doesn't shower. The only way I was gonna get my hair to look like his was to shower. Now, the Super Saiyan hair for Shaggy, Super Shag, I hung upside down on my bed for about an hour and a half and put hair gel in it to stick it up. It only semi-worked. I had to bend over every couple of minutes and comb it upward to keep it up like Johnny Bravo. Was it worth it? Kinda. Now for Ron, I bleached my hair a while ago to film Nitro Rad for Ryan. For Ron, I re-bleached my hair to make it more blonde throughout, to make it look more natural. For the hair for Monkey Ron, I just put in hairspray and slicked my hair back. I was supposed to stick it like slightly upward, spike it up some, but I don't know where my hair gel went, so I just combed it back and that was good enough for me. No one's gonna care. For the makeup, it wasn't too difficult. All we did was darken my eyebrows and give me freckles as Ron. There was no makeup on Shaggy. Any eye bags you see are just because I slept late and woke up early to film. My biggest regret with any of the hair makeup stuff is that I should have dyed my beard as Shaggy. That's the natural color for my beard, and this is the natural color for my hair. I don't know why my hair comes in brown and my facial hair comes in blonde. It just does. I kind of hate it. This is the part I'm most excited to talk about, because this battle had a singular prop from Kim Possible, the Knocko.
And I'm stomach, I couldn't handle my Knocko. You're not a hero, dude, I know. It's hard to swallow when all you do is follow and never speak your mind. It's like you're...
That's such a weird fucking texture to it.
Just nachos, meat, and tortilla.
Does that shot look good?
Shoot.
Alright. Because I don't want to bite that again. That's good, but it's like... textures just don't mix. This was made by my lovely fiance, soon-to-be wife, Alex. It is literally just a tortilla, some homemade tortilla chips, ground beef, and some cheese. That's all it is. Deceptively simple. This battle did have some scrapped ideas. Originally, I wanted Kim Possible and Velma from Scooby-Doo to make cameos. That didn't happen. Because we wouldn't have gotten the costume parts. That was loud. We wouldn't have gotten the costume parts in time, and so I just decided it would be easier to just move on without them, mention them in passing, and let it go. Another idea I had is that I was going to wrap a little like toilet paper tube in green duct tape, put that in my pocket and key that out to be Rufus at one point. That also didn't happen, and I'm kind of glad I decided not to do that because that would have looked really dumb and probably not have worked. Complications. So I touched on this a little bit in the editing clip. Black does not key out well on a blue screen, apparently, or at least it doesn't for me. I had to keep adjusting Ron around, so you couldn't see through his body, but also couldn't see the blue screen around him. And of course, with Shaggy, you have his shoes keying out because it's reflecting off the blue. I forgot to film Shaggy side shots. I forgot to film Shaggy from the side, which was stupid of me, because there were side shots listed in the storyboard that I wrote out. Another complication is that the editing software lagged like hell. The more I added and the more I did caused the editing software Vegas Pro 18 to lag more and more with each little change that I made. I think that's about all that I have to cover here. If there's anything else you want to see me cover in these behind the scenes videos, let me know in the comments, or let me know in my Discord server. Again, it'll be linked in the description. I'm really glad to have gotten this battle out, and I hope you all enjoyed it. I'm guessing if you're here, you enjoyed it at least, so thank you. And hopefully this is the start to a new epic righteous journey into making battles that I will enjoy more than I have previously. Thanks for watching, everybody, and remember to stay righteous.